Somebody said, how would you define a professional comic? What does that mean to you? All right, now here's the deal. You're going to get me in trouble because I'm actually going to tell you the truth. The thing that I should say, if I were smart, if I was an intelligent person, the answer is supposed to be if you get paid for it, you're a professional. What I'm supposed to say in a capitalist society is that if you get paid for your comic, then you're a professional. And that's mostly true. It's a little too easy. I mean, get paid. So I put a comic up on a GeoCities website back in 2001. The comic was terrible, but it ran ads and people bumped into the website by mistake and the ad was displayed and I got paid for that ad. Now, did that make me a professional? If I go by that definition, then it does, right? But did that really make me a professional? Not so much. Not so much. Maybe a little bit. And listen, the whole concept of what we always called beer and pizza money was absolutely true. In other words, when you had, and whether you like beer and or pizza, when you had enough, when you had built up enough money that you could splurge on something as a treat to yourself, or buy something that you wouldn't have otherwise buy something to make you happy, uh, then that was a rite of passage for many of us. Hey, I made beer and pizza money. This Domino's is on the comic tonight, and that's listen. When it got to the point where I was paying utility bills with my advertising checks, eventually my mortgage with the stuff, there's an immense sense of pride in there, and that all started with beer and pizza money. But I am a little bit reticent about connecting professionalism to money because I think it's possible to remove money from the equation, or remove that capitalistic push from the creative process, and still be a professional. That doesn't mean, by the way, that if somebody's making money on their comic that they would sell out. I don't know that I like connecting automatically that if you're making money with your comic, then you're a professional. So here's where my definition of professionalism jumps in, and it's this: not and yes, money is certainly great, but if you are connecting with an audience, that's where professionalism starts for me. Okay, now I worded that real carefully because it's not the end all be all of professionalism. It's where professionalism starts. There's a whole lot more to being a professional than either money or connecting with an audience. Okay, that there's more. We can talk about that for the rest of the day today. But your ability to connect with an audience, your ability to produce something that somebody wants to see and they want to come back and see the next page or the next installment or the next issue or the next chapter, that's where professionalism starts. Now, if you're connecting with an audience, then the money is going to come naturally next. The money is an inextricable part of all of that. But instead of just saying, well, like I said, I posted my comic on a GeoCities site and people bumped into it and I got ad revenue. Was that an indication of quality, of professionalism? Not so much. But connecting with an audience did. And once I connected with that audience, once I was doing stuff that people actually wanted to follow, they wanted to check back in on. Back then it was a daily comic strip, and it was, following this thing was a daily pursuit. Once I had that to any extent, then that's when I turned the corner on being a professional. That's where my professionalism started.